Hi there, Mozzers. My name's Sam. I'm going to be talking to you today about using Mozenda for keyphrase research. I recently spoke about this at SMX Advanced London and thought it would be worth making my first screencast for my first SEO Moz blog to really just lay it out. The 12 minutes that I spoke for I don't think really gave me enough time to explain how to use Mozenda for this. So we will fire up the program now. For those of you who aren't familiar, Mozenda is basically a crawler and scraper to a certain extent as well. So this is what it looks like if you've not yet seen it. We're going to want to start a new agent. Don't need that old one. So yeah, what you're going to want to do in this case, the tool, or I guess API, that I used for my presentation and the research I did there can be found on the Distilled blog in my post with the slides, and it's this Google Suggest API tool. In fact, basically today we're going to be talking about using this to generate some new keyphrase ideas when you've got some existing keyphrase research that's been done and you've got a list going of yours. Let's say 1,000 key phrases for your site. Today's example, we're just going to use 7 just to sort of give an idea of how it would work and not put too much strain on it. So here we've got the blogoscope. It's basically someone's just built a portal for the Google Suggest API, and as you can see, the output's going to be in XML, which doing it this way would be a bit difficult. You'd have to cut and paste and manually insert all these things. So what we're going to be doing is using Mozenda to save us a great deal of time. So let's just copy this link. We'll put this here. Mozenda works just like a normal browser when you're building this agent. So head over there. Once you've arrived on the page you want to use, you don't need that. You're going to go to start a new agent. This is the page that we're looking to use, so go ahead and click that. And what we're wanting to do here is upload our list into this submit, which is nice. You can do this basically just using a CSV and get it to do it on a number of iterations. It'll save you all the time of entering those manually and then waiting for the results, copying, pasting, so on. So what we're going to do here, you click on the box where you would be putting the text. You would then click on this. We want to create a list rather than just input one bit of text. You can import a file if you've got a file in CSV on your computer, or use a collection, which is what I'm going to do. I've already got my list saved there. So what we've got here is Glee. I think this is the one. Yep, and the field name was terms. Those were the terms we want to use. Plug that in there, submit. What you want to do now is hit the submit button. It'll ask you if the action you wanted to perform was to click this item, which obviously was. So there you go. Hit click. Click on an item that leads to a different web page. The new web page will be loaded into the web browser. Fine. Okay. Click through. And here we are. You've got a landing page with some instructions. We'll skip those. Done it before, so I'll show you guys how to do that in this case. What you're going to want to do, much like we uploaded a list before, we want to create a list of items because we actually want the suggestion data for all of them. And you might want the number of queries as well. And you could do that, but for right now I'm just going to show you just how to grab this one bit of data. So we've told it to select a list. Click on the first one. What do we want to do? Let's see. We want to capture a list of these items. That's great. And so the nice thing about this is it will recognize the similar ones, similar data on the page. So click on this. We'll call it Glee for Moz Post. And those of you who don't know, Glee is a television show. So this would be the example we're using would be for a television listings site. So we've got that bar comes up again. You can just close it. and it looks like we have captured the text. And thankfully it's smart. It knows to do this for all of those terms, and it will just repeat this action. So what you want to do next, just to make sure that it's going to work, is to test agent, and hopefully, rather than the 10 outputs we have here, we'll have a number more. So let's see what happens. Well, you might want to save it first, just in case anything goes wrong. Save. I'll call this one Glee for Moz post. Now we'll test the agent. Start her up. Fingers crossed. As you can see, it shows here multiple takes or multiple inputs. You can see it going in there. See the results coming out here. So now we've got 63 key phrases, all using this Google Suggest tool, and we only had to input 7. So just to be clear of how you now get this data, we know that the agents worked. So we'll fire up the Mozenda site, look at the collections. So let's see if we refresh. Hopefully we will be able to see that this has worked successfully, and we can download it to CSV. Let's see, that's fine, yep. So what was that? Glee for Moz post. It's going to quickly ask to run the agent, so that before was just a test, it didn't actually hold on to the data. So let's just make sure. No, sorry, that was the collections. We don't want that. We want to go to the home, to the agents. We'll have to. We'll run the Glee for Moz post agent. Click Run Now. And you can. The nice thing is you can set this up so it can be done repeatedly if you want to be using this to track rankings or to check up on, I don't know, let's say top 10 songs on a pop chart. You could set this up to go to the same site every week and pull this data. So I'm actually going to just pause this presentation while it's queued, because no sense you sitting here waiting for it, but we'll be right back. Alright, so I was away about 3 minutes, and it looks like it's run now. Just to be sure it worked, we scroll down, have a look. And this is interesting because this has actually just changed since I last ran this for the presentation. It looks like there must have been a Lady Gaga episode, so it's interesting, a bit of a reminder of why we do key phrase research as often as we do. Things are constantly changing, search volume's always changing. Got to stay on top of these things if you want to take advantage of the newest things. Obviously some industries will change a bit less regularly, but with something like a television program, it's probably worth setting up the schedule to do this on multiple instances. So yeah, looks like here we've got 63. I think that was the number we had when we ran the agent. And what you can go ahead and do is export this information. Let's see, current view, throw it in a CSV, save, and again, as with any other download, save or open with Excel. Here we are. We have got it saved there, and from here you can do a lot of things, a number of which I'll get into in the meat of the post. So I hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough. It really was quite easy, all told, including the waiting time. This took me 12 minutes, so it'll take a bit longer if you're dealing with 1,000 words or key phrases, but the other benefit is you would have 8,000 based on this sort of return from this Google Suggest trick. So that is my handy little tip for you folks. I hope you enjoyed it, and enjoy the rest of the post. Thanks a lot.